Look at that view, folks. Is it weird that these were the only items of clothing that I brought last year and they were £30? Anyway, time to go. Looks like we're in for a rocky and slippery step to paradise, which is just behind there. Now, last time I came here, I actually camped just here for the night. We're going to be losing the light very quickly, so we're going to start cooking. Now, I've chosen the easiest way to make the chicken katsu. Hey there, Scotty Nomad here, and extra special welcome to my own little secret paradise. Today we're going to be making chicken katsu. So I wanted to bring kind of the summer here. Now it's winter. I did actually camp here in the summer and I really wanted to check it out to see what it was like differently in the winter. Now I apologize for all the wind and everything. My GoPro's off for repair. Should be getting it back in a day now. But yeah, let me show you how it's done. So this is the easiest way to make the chicken katsu. So if you want to impress somebody and you're not a very good cook, do this method. I'm also going to do more of the deluxe version back on the boat, so that's going to be kind of prepping all the chicken from scratch. So like and subscribe and everything. So yeah, let's get cracking. Alright, so first of all we're going to do a little bit of organization just to get things out of the way for the whole display side of things. So what we're going to do is going to heat up the oil first. So the one I've been going for recently is this one. It's mostly because of the affordability. You can get it in the supermarkets. Let me just put these away. Don't worry if you see me dropping anything, because I'll be picking it up before I go. So the cooker I'm using is a self-ignite one, so no matches required, and it's a butane gas bottle. So I do recommend everybody to actually have one of these little camp stoves at home, especially if you're using an induction hob. You know, if you think if the power goes out at any point, how are you going to cook? So yeah, we're just going to heat up the oil. While that's doing that, we're going to chop up a pineapple. So we're just going to half it. I got a bad knee, by the way, guys. I kind of got run over. I got a whole story on Facebook about it. So basically I was pulling somebody out from a car wreck when a lorry hit a van. The van hit me and I got smoked. So we're going to put this away for now. So we're only going to use half for the base today. So I'm going to eat a little bit of this, but then I'm also going to put it in with the rice to fry it in there. So it's going to give a nice juiciness, and then we've got some chili to make it a little bit spicy. Now this is Sauze's curry sauce. It's actually quite nice, surprisingly. So here we go. So the wind hasn't died out the flames, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to just carve out the, do you call it the meat? I know in a coconut you call it the meat, but yeah, I'm going to cut out the pineapple, hollow it out.
There we go, so we're getting little bits here.
So we're just going to hollow it out because it's going to be a bed for the rice. And feel free to eat one. So I'm going to save some as well for a pineapple pizza. If you don't like pineapple on your pizza, you're probably not going to like this. Okay, so I did actually bring a plate with me. So I hollowed out the pineapple and put the excess bits in here. I got the chicken goujons I'm frying at the moment. So what I'm going to do is rest them on the side once they're kind of cooked. Then I'm going to add the rice, and then we're going to kind of pan fry the rice. So I went with the microwave one. So what I'm going to do is just going to fry it in there. I'm going to add a little bit of the pineapple in there as well. So let's just crunch it up. So I kind of make this in the hotel rooms, by the way. Unless you're the Premier Inn, then I never do that. So, but yeah, I use an induction hob instead because you don't set off the fire alarms. If I did, obviously, but I don't do that. Okay, let's prepare the salad. So for the salad, I've just used a sweet, crunchy one, and then this is Mazzetti Balsamic Glaze. Very nice. Actually got this for free from a job that I did with them. It's like a nice little vinaigrette, I guess I call it. So I was going to use a little kind of portion, because although I spent an hour hiking here today, I'm not actually that hungry. So we'll whack that away a little bit later. Okay, so with the goujons pretty much done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the pan here. I'm going to add the rice. So if I was at home now, I would actually use a lid to kind of help cover this up. And I'm going to add some of that pineapple as well. So you might get a little bit of a pop. That'll be from the juices coming through. And then I'm actually going to move the goujons off. Just kind of out of the way for now. And then I'm going to add just a tiny little bit of water to the rice. Just a little bit. So I do really like warm pineapple. So the water is just going to kind of help the rice cook a little bit, because it is designed to be cooked in a microwave. Obviously we're using a pan today. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the chilies in. So how do you know when the rice is done? I mean, you can eat it straight out the bag anyway on this style. So now that the rice is pretty much done, I'm just going to make a little bit of space right now, because it is 4 degrees out today. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to re-add the chicken goujons just to heat them back up. I remember washing the spatula. Alright, that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do for the old presentation is going to put the back on the board, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cook up the sauce. So we're going to add the rice inside the pineapple. Hopefully not make too much of a mess from it. So just going to add the sauce just to heat it up. So we just want about a little bit. Let's go in. And this is just dill here. Okay, I'm going to turn that off now. nicely fit together actually. You can just pour it on top. Look at that view, folks. There you go, folks. Chicken Katsu in paradise. So it was an hour's long hike to get here, so I'm going to make that hike back now on pretty much a full stomach. It was very delicious, by the way, the katsu. Definitely make it at home. But yeah, I'm going to also make the kind of deluxe version, so I'm going to have to edit this kind of in a weird way. Basically, the gimbal that I'm using constantly just flips around all over the place. So I'm halfway through a little conversation with you, and then it just kind of goes everywhere. Not just my conversation, but the actual gimbal itself. So now I want to tell you a little bit about a little project that I'm working on at the moment. So I've been researching my local area, which is a place called Kingshurst, Chumsey Wood, which is near the NEC in Birmingham. And down the road from me, we've got this lake, and it's really nice. You know, I mean, it's a kind of somewhat of a kind of troubled area that I live in. So, you know, usually you see like burnt out cars and you see motorbikes and stuff there. But I kind of want to point out on the kind of documentary, kind of both the good and the bad side, because it's not just a case of you know, the crime in the area. You know, it's got a lot of beauty in there, but there's also a lot of tragedy. So I'm going to talk about, there's a couple of different situations where they had suicides recently down the area at the lake, and also 4 boys had also drowned during the winter. So I was kind of halfway through filming it, and then my kind of GoPro died, so I've had to send that back off, and then I ended up having to work over in Cardiff on my regular wage cage job. So I did 2 days, so I just spent the time on the boat over here. But basically there's going to be a few episodes scheduled like this one, and then another couple, and then there'll be a bit of a gap because I'm basically working for about a month now, so I managed to find some work, but it means I won't be able to focus on doing this type of stuff. So if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see that when it's actually prepared, because I kind of want to do it properly, because obviously it's quite a sensitive subject. These were basically the leftovers, so I'm basically making the katsu again. This time round though, we're going to be adding the salt and pepper potatoes. So we're going to fry these together, and then I've added extra water into the rice. It's going to have the juiciness from the pineapple and from the chili, the spice, and then I'm just going to use the rest of the sauce. So I did pre-cook the potatoes, just boiling them after I slice them up. I'm just going to cook them, say 3/4 done, and then add the chicken. The reason I like the cast iron is because the cast stays hotter for longer, so it's like a little mini oven. But also, while I'm just using the one cooktop, it means they're going to stay hot while I'm going to cook other things. Now the rice is done, so, and this is still pretty hot, but I'm going to give it a 10-second blaster on here. I'm also going to empty the rice onto the plate, put the sauce in here, mix it around, cook it, and then it'll be done. If you didn't want to use the pineapple for a presentation, you can use a bowl, and what you do is you pack it in nicely, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put the plate on that way, hold the bowl, and then we're going to flip them both over together, and then you should have a nice little dome shape. That's basically what you end up with. And there we have it. So with the I put this chili sauce on, put the potatoes, got the pineapple rice with a little of the katsu curry sauce on, and then you actually have the chicken bit just there.